today, my loves, let's do tips for running a homeschool household. People will be laughing, they'll be saying, yeah, but your ass is always a tip. Sometimes my ass looks fine and sometimes it doesn't. And I vlog real life, so I'm not going to say, right, let's clean the movie set before we film. And I'm okay with that. So it doesn't have to be like my standard of household. Whatever your standard of household, whatever kind of homeschool household you are trying to run, you know, we've all got different standards, we've all got different levels of what's important to us and what's not. So my tips, but you just take them how you want. Right. So my first one is, it's not just a homeschool thing. All parents struggle fitting household stuff in, not just housework, household maintenance, household admin, all that. They struggle fitting in. I've got a friend who's got one kid, little baby, but they wake up, do breakfast, take kid to my childminder, go to work, pick kid up from childminder, come back, food, bath, bed, baby, then they have to food, bath, bed themselves 5 days a week, so they struggle fitting it in. So it's not just a homeschool thing. However, if you're home educating or homeschooling, whatever term you prefer, especially if you've got kids that aren't tidy, or a lot of kids, or a lot of young kids, because you know the different levels of it. Some people have tidy kids, some people have older kids, some people only have one kid, whatever. But if you're like me, particularly, if you've got a lot of kids and they're young and they're not very tidy, you're in your house a lot. The wear and tear on your house is unreal, because you're there all the time, you're getting things out all the time, you're doing projects, you've got schoolwork, and you've got so much extra stuff than a family that doesn't homeschool have, because you've got all the educational stuff, all the educational toys, all the workbooks. So, and also, naysayers, people, I get this all the time, people who don't understand home education or just don't think you should be doing it, will just judge your house just because you're different. I mean, my house is not a show home by anybody's strength of imagination, but I know people who don't home educate, whose houses are worse, and nobody says anything to them because they're towing the party line and doing things the same as everybody else does. So you will get judged, your house will get trashed. But here's some tips. That no distractions. I've found that when I'm very sort of free and easy with this home education, but when we actually are sitting down to do something, whether that be learn a book from the younger ones, or a project we're doing, or a topic like I'm doing Jack the Ripper at the minute for the older ones, no distractions. If anybody rings my phone, unless it's my mum, I'm not answering, because we're busy. Like, same as if somebody knocks at the door, unless it's Amazon or my mum, I'm not answering the door, because, or same with the washer's done. If the washer's done, I'm not going up to empty the washer just now. No distractions, because I think if you keep interrupting that time, it interrupts what they're learning, their thought process, and it can get you out of it if you're in it and you're really interested. But also, by the time you've come back, their attention span might have gone, or they might be on something else, or it might just take you a while to get everybody back into that frame of mind that you was in, or by then the baby's fed up, so you've lost your window to do it. So you're going to have to try again later. It just wastes time. So if you just do it, no distractions, just do it, not only are your children getting a better quality of you being there present teaching them, but also it runs smoothly, it doesn't take as long, once it's done, it's done. So no distractions. When you get a moment, see, I'm terrible for this, when you get a moment, like everybody's playing happy, or they're doing something independent with their work, or you just got a minute, do something. I'm terrible for this. Sometimes I've got a minute and I'll just have a quick scroll on Facebook, or a quick scroll on Instagram, or a quick check out my YouTube video doing, or whatever. And I should take that moment to empty the washer, or that moment to wipe down the sides in the kitchen. They're just little bits, but it all adds up. Same as if you've got a moment, just tackle something. I see I'm terrible for this as well. If a room gets too bad, or it's too big an area, I just get overwhelmed with it and think that's too big a job, I can't do it now. But if I just think, all right, I'll just clear that top bit off, or I'll just do that bit there, and you can see that you're doing things. So just, if you get a moment, do something little that you can do. Or, you know, fill out that form, or put that thing together you've got to take to the bank tomorrow, or whatever. If you get a moment, do it. I see this the other one. You don't have to do everything, and nobody is doing everything all of the time. I hate cooking pancakes. I'm no good at cooking pancakes. I've given up now. When there was COVID and I had to cook pancakes, because there were no clubs on or anything, I had a God almighty meltdown and my husband cooked them. But I don't cook pancakes. I can't cook pancakes. Don't want to cook pancakes. So on pancake day, we just go up to the church, because they cook them and give them out for free. Get them from there. And then the kids' clubs do them with them as well. So that's an example. Or, you know, when you see these mums on you, I'm not slagging anyone off here, I'm just speaking the truth. When you look at these mums on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and you see folk in the comments going, oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it all. How do you get your energy? Oh, how do you do it all? And I think they're not doing it all. This is just what they've put on social media. It's like Jane Morrell Stewart, and I like her, I'm not slagging her off. She has outright said in her videos that she farms as many things out as she can in her online business. As anything she can't, anything that doesn't have to be her, she will farm it out to somebody else to do to free her time up. She's outright said that yes, she has 9 children, but one's moved out and some are quite independent now. They're not babies. And she's outright said her husband helps her a lot. And when she's filming a video, her husband's got her kids. Well, their kids, sorry. She's not doing it all. Well, she's not doing everything all at once, all the time. Same as Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead. And she does do a lot, don't get me wrong. But people go, oh my God, how do you do it all? And I'm like, she's not. She's outright said she's not. Her children are able to do a lot of the homestead chores, like cleaning out the chickens and things, and she said that. And she said that in the summer, when she has to focus on her gardening for her food prep, storage, whatever, she takes a more unschooling approach, where you know, she's not constantly there teaching them. They sort of follow their own interests and things. So nobody is constantly doing everything all of the time. Nobody is. Apart from the fact there isn't haven't physically got enough arms and brain space, you'd kill yourself doing that. You'd just burn out. So be kind to yourself. The house was clean yesterday. It's not today, but think of all the other wonderful things you got done today. Or, you know, you didn't get much schoolwork done today, but tomorrow you're having a really good science project or something. You know, don't have to be on all the time. And homeschool is a lifestyle. This is now your life. It isn't a job where you just clock off at 3 o'clock. This is your life. So you've got to pace it out. Pace yourself. Where am I? Prioritise. If you're really stuck for time, just prioritise the heavy traffic areas in your house. You know, the places that get really monumentally trashed, or the places you really actually need to keep clean, like your kitchen and your toilet and the beds, and anything else can wait if you're stuck for time. Same as your homeschooling, prioritise that as well. You don't have to do every single subject every single day. Just think, what we'll do. We've only got however long. They can do some of the fun schooling journal, or you know, the drawing, that counts as art. We haven't got a lot of time today to sit down and do maths and English, but I do need to get some food done for that buffet tomorrow. Home economics, get them doing it with you. Prioritise. Plus prioritise what's important to you. I probably could keep this house pristine if I spent every single spare second of my life cleaning and constantly telling my kids to clean. But I don't want to be. That makes me miserable. Some people love that and they thrive off it, and good for you. But it makes me miserable. It does. Whenever we've had a house inspection and I've had to be like that, it makes me miserable. So I'm not prioritising something that makes me miserable. I'm going to prioritise the things that bring me joy and make me happy and make the kids happy, and I'm going to prioritise that. You know, I'd rather prioritise, and this isn't me, this isn't just me, I'm not slagging anyone else off. I'd rather prioritise teaching my kids how to financially be okay, rather than you can't leave a speck of dust anywhere at any time. Just prioritise. Right, organised. People laugh at this, they think I'm not organised. I am organised. It's like we've got a bag on the back of the door in the front room, and in it is all the kids clubs uniforms. As soon as they're washed, or as soon as they take it off and it's not dirty enough to be washed because I've only had it on an hour, it gets folded up, goes straight back in that bag. Them uniforms are always in that bag. I know where they are, and that just makes it easier for me. There's no running around going, where's your Beavers jumper on the night? Same as the play group I run on a Wednesday. I decide at the weekend what I'm doing in spot, sort that out in that time, you know, if any rice needs down or anything. But on Wednesday morning, as soon as I get up, I get my playgroup bag ready, put it under the pram, then it's there, it's done. So for after dinner when we have to go up, same as soon as I come in on a Wednesday, I do the playgroup accounts, done, to next week. It's not hanging over my head. And I have a calendar where I write on all the kids' clubs. See, folk will go, you're not organised because your ass is untidy. It's like everybody gets where they need to go with it, what they need to go with. And I've got a homeschool planner, which I've showed in another video, but I don't plan, I reverse plan. So I write down what we've done. But because I wrote it down, I can like easily see what we've been doing and what perhaps we haven't been doing, which probably needs doing. So I'm organised in that way. Some people have whiteboards, don't they? And they write on it what they're doing of the day, which I'm not at that level of organised yet, but it does help to be organised. Same as Christmas and things like that. I do lists, lots and lots of lists, which I have to have. I do lists of what everybody's got, what they're getting, what I've got yet, what I haven't got yet. And it does help, it does help. It makes me sound nutty, but it does help. Multitask. If you've got a little baby, wear them as much as you can, and you can get loads done while you multitask it, while you're holding your baby. What do? I put videos on I want to watch. If it's something that, you know, if I need help with something and I want to watch it, I put it on while I'm cooking. Just multitask, my loves. Accept help. If anybody wants to help, let them help. If somebody says to you, oh, I'll do washing up today, or do you want me to pick thingy up from Beavers or whatever, say yes, let them help. Unless you can't, I cannot bear it when people come around and start cleaning. I cannot, and tidying, I cannot bear it. I'm in actual physical pain if people start tidying and cleaning, and I do take it as a slur. I cannot bear it. But that's my problem. If you're fine with that and somebody comes around and want to help you tidy up, let them, because it's going to help you. It just, I can't do it. It makes me nutty. Same as when you go to a shop and they pack your bag for you. I don't, but that's me, you see. But when my mum comes round, I normally do nap all on the days my mum comes round, because that's our day for chilling out and for me to catch up with my mum, what have you. But I might say to her, will you just mind the baby, or will you just play with the kids while I put all this washing away? And she'll say yeah. Or I'll say, will you just talk to Beanie about what he's on about while I wash up? And she'll say yeah. So that way I accept help, if you know what I mean. Or now the husband's not at work, if I go out, I'll say, if you feel up to it, will you please just clean something? Doesn't matter what it is, even if you just wipe one side down the kitchen, just clean something. Or if he's feeling alright, sometimes he'll say, I'll prep tea, and then I'll get home, pardon me, and it's something I can just put in the cooker or turn it on. That helps so much. I love that. I'll miss that when he does go back to work. Right, last I've got 2 more, my love. Get the kids involved. We've all got different levels of this. Some people agree with kids doing chores, some don't. I'm kind of in the middle. You know, I haven't got a chore chart. I don't expect them to do this X, Y, and Z. I'm doing the majority. But if I ask them to do something, I expect them to do it. And it's life skills, and it's also emotional intelligence. It's consideration. You know, mum isn't a maid. If I chuck that on the floor and just expect mum to clean it up, type thing. Same as when they're little, they want to help, and that's the time where you haven't really got time for them to be messing about, and you just think, oh, if you just let me get it done. And I'm terrible for that sometimes with Pink. Pinky wants to help, but she's a calamity, so sometimes I'm like, no, just let me do it. But if you let them help, even though it takes that bit longer, it's naturally just in them then. They know how to do it and they want to help. I was always very, with Pudge, my oldest, when he was little, and he's still like this now, he's very capable, he loves to be helpful. I used to just let him. And now he just does it without thinking. Same as when I had the baby, he did the chickens for me in the morning for weeks, and I never asked him to. He just says, I'll do that for you, Mum. And I'm getting upset because I'm so proud of him. Beanie, the next one down, he's never been particularly like he wants to get up and out, but he has strengths in other areas, you see. He wants to help with the baby. He loves the baby so much. So I just let him help. So if they want to help, let them help. Just let them help. It takes it off you, and it's not a bad thing they're helping. It means they're nice, considerate children. That are, you know, it's not a, oh my God, you know, the kids shouldn't be doing that. It's different if they're completely running the house. That's different, but let them help. And plus, you know in your heart that they won't grow up not knowing how to do anything. And the last one is there's no right time to do anything. This is, homeschooling's a lifestyle. You haven't got to do it between 9 till 3. You know, we do our read aloud at bedtime. We don't have to fit it all in during school time. We, sometimes instead of mopping the floor after tea, I'll mop it just before I go to bed so no one's standing on it. There's no right time to do anything. Just fit it in when it's comfortable for you. Same as folk will say to me, how come you done schoolwork on a Sunday afternoon? And I'm like, well, because that's when I had a slot to do it and they was willing to do it, and I don't have to do the Monday to Friday thing. We do NAFL on a Monday, because that's the day Mum comes, so we do NAFL on Monday, so sometimes we do a bit of schoolwork on Sunday afternoon. Or sometimes we homeschool all year round, because that just fits in with our lifestyle, and for one of my kids' learning difficulties, they need repetitive. So, you know, people go, how come you were doing that in August? And I'm like, because we can do what we want when we want. There's no right time to do anything. We do what I like. Right, I'm going, my loves. If you like that, please subscribe. Oh, I'm going to bang it on the computer. And then I'm going to get everyone bathed, I think. I don't like bathing them at night in winter, because I don't like them, you know, I like them to make sure they've been warm and they're all warm all afternoon and up and about, you know, instead of going to bed straight after in winter. So I like to bath them in afternoon in winter. So that's a bit of information for you.